Now, how do I figure out how to live within my means? I mean, that's kind of difficult. Well, you'd need a budget to figure it out. And what is a budget? A budget is a plan for your money. And a budget will help you reach your financial goals. Now, how do we do a budget? Well, let's take an example of a budget for Julie. Julie is 15 years old. She earns $100 a week from babysitting, and she gets an allowance of $20 a week from her parents. Her total money is $120 a week. Multiply that by 4 and you get total money of $480 a month. She doesn't owe any taxes, so that is her money. Now, the first thing she needs to do from that money is to pay her necessities and her necessary bills. And in this case, Julie's parents make her pay her own phone bill, which is about $80 a month. So first, she takes her $480, she subtracts her $80 for the phone bill, and that leaves her with $400 a month. Now she's decided to save 25% of that money for college. So 25% is $100 a month. 400 times 0.25 gives you $100 a month that's going to savings. She also wants to give 10% of this money to charity. So $400 times 0.1 gives you $40 a month going to charity. So if we take away the money she has for savings and charity, it leaves spending money of $260 a month. Divide that by 4, and she has a spending budget of $65 a week. She'll be living within her means, taking care of her necessities, her savings, her charity, and having money left over to spend every month. Now, what are necessary items? What do I really mean by that? Well, these are things you must pay for. They could be bills your parents say you're responsible for, like your phone bill, or let's say a bill for your pet. Things you really need to do and your parents cannot afford to pay them. So for some students, that might be school books. And for some kids, necessities might be helping the family to earn enough money to pay for food. So it depends on how much money your family has. What are your necessities? Now, what are not necessary items? Let's face it, things you buy just to look good on Snapchat or Instagram. There's a fellow named Will Rogers who had a great expression, and he said years ago, too many people spend money they earn to buy things they don't want to impress people they don't like. So don't waste your money just trying to impress your followers. Really think about living within your means and creating a budget that really works for you. Now, what about debt? Can't we get more money by borrowing? And yes, there are times when it makes sense to borrow. Let's say to pay for college, to buy a home, or maybe to start your own business. There's a good rule to think about for borrowing money. Only borrow money if you think that over time, the value of what you are creating is worth the interest you're paying today. So you think of borrowing really like investing. I'm taking this money today because when I pay it back, I will have something worth much more. So for example, your college education could allow you to earn more money over your entire lifetime if you borrow that money today. Or your home could be worth much more money in 20 years if you borrow the money through a mortgage to buy the home today. And perhaps your business that you start will be worth a lot more in the future if you borrow the money today to start it. What about credit cards? Well, let me tell you one thing. It does not make sense to use expensive credit cards unless there is an emergency. Credit cards charge you interest. That's what you pay to use their money. And it can be very high, particularly for younger people, sometimes as high as 25%. What you're doing is you're adding the cost of the interest onto the cost of the item that you purchased. So let's say you buy a watch for $100, but you buy it on your credit card, and you have to pay interest on that $100. Well, by the time you finish paying off your card, you might have ended up paying $150 for that watch by using your credit card. So a good rule of thumb is use cash to stay within your means and keep credit cards for emergencies only.